that everybody else been saying since I moved to 147, I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them. Stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch.
Canelo versus Crawford is approaching fast, and the tension keeps building. During a recent press conference, the two traded sharp words once again. The moment was sparked when Canelo was asked about their previous media event, where things escalated into a brief physical confrontation, and his response quickly reignited the verbal back and forth between both fighters.
I didn't. He did before. He tried to welcome me back, and it just was my reaction. That's it. I think he don't did them because he really wanted to do. I think Turki Al-Ashi told him, you need to do something. And he did. He did.
Not only that, but after the press conference, Crawford said he's been laughing at Canelo's antics and is actually enjoying all the chaos surrounding the build-up.
As you can see, you know, I love things like that. You know, it excites me. I'm more motivated than ever.
Terence Crawford addressed a previous press conference where Canelo Alvarez shoved him during the face-off, explaining that it didn't faze him at all and has had no impact on how he's preparing for the fight.
You know what I mean? Like, that little push didn't do nothing, as you can see. But come fight time, we're not going to be pushing, we're going to be punching. So it doesn't.
Not just the last press conference, but this one also included an intense stare-down confrontation. The tension got so serious that new boxing promoter Dana White, formerly of the UFC, had to step in himself to physically separate the two fighters. This isn't just another fight. It's a once-in-a-generation showdown between two fighters who have dominated multiple weight classes, collected countless titles, and shut down doubters time and again. Canelo Alvarez looked back on his bout with Billy Joe Saunders, explaining how Saunders' behavior and attitude before the fight pushed him to fight with extra edge and aggression. He suggested that the same kind of tension and motivation could surface again.
You know, a lot of MMA fans, UFC fans, may not have ever seen you fight before, and they might tune in because Dana and the UFC are involved. So what has it been like maybe introducing yourself to a lot of them?
Canelo Alvarez said he has lost respect for Terence Crawford due to some of the comments Crawford made, especially his statement about not caring to live up to anyone else's expectations. Canelo felt those remarks suggested that Crawford was trying to prove something or release built-up frustration during the press conference, and he believed that energy revealed a deeper personal edge behind Crawford's words.
More personal because, you know, I did respect him. I don't respect him anymore because he say, I'm not gonna do what they want me to do and this and that. And then he tried to, maybe Turki Al-Ashi told him, hey, you need to do something because you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to like welcome me back, and that's why I pushed him. And you know, like I say, don't fuck with me.
Does it bring a different Canelo then?
Yeah.
Canelo made a similar claim at a press conference, stating in front of the media and boxing insiders that it may have been Turkey's instruction for Crawford to press forward, which he suggested caused a chaos during their last face-off. He warned that provoking him like that would have serious consequences and said it could ultimately end Crawford's career.
Before, I respect his word because he say, oh, I'm not gonna let somebody to tell me what I need to do. And he did. So, but you know me. Just, I respect everybody, but if you me, so it's gonna be different. You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First and foremost.
During a heated exchange between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, Crawford addressed rumors coming from Canelo's camp suggesting that he was afraid. Crawford said he stepped to Canelo to show he had no fear and to make it clear that he was in control heading into the fight. Canelo later responded by clarifying that he never made that claim himself and explained that the statement actually came from Crawford's uncle, not from him.
Somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of him. So I stepped to him and showed him who is the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of shit.
Hey, I never say that. Your uncle say that.
Crawford stayed firm in saying that he isn't afraid of anyone and insisted Canelo will understand that once they are inside the ring together. He also reminded people that at their earlier press appearance, he showed no hesitation in stepping toward Canelo, even though Canelo is naturally the bigger fighter.
And you're going to find that out. As you've seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's going to be different from you as well.
On one side stands Canelo Alvarez, Mexico's pride and the undisputed super middleweight champion, owning a record of 63 victories, 2 defeats, and 39 knockouts. Throughout his career, he has faced elite opponents such as Gennady Golovkin, Miguel Cotto, Sergey Kovalev, and Caleb Plant. Despite the growing hype from fans and fighters about the scale of this matchup, Eddie Hearn initially played down the excitement surrounding Crawford, though he now admits it will be a major moment in Canelo's career.
Yesterday, I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo. Then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo. So we'll see.
No, Canelo's an all-time great. He's an incredible fighter, and look, I actually think this is a bad fight for him.
Eddie Hearn expressed a slight preference for Canelo, but emphasized that the fight will challenge both men. He highlighted Crawford's distinctive style, precise timing, fluid movement, and constant tactical adjustments, which could transform the ring into a strategic chessboard, compelling Canelo to react and adapt continuously throughout the bout.
He'll engage a lot more than Skull, but he will be looking to do all the things where people have had success, which is use movement. Look at what Bivol did. Bivol had the perfect game plan. He boxed off the back foot, then he attacked, then he moved, then he, all that kind of stuff. And then Crawford will be looking.
Hearn went on to explain that Crawford approaches his fight as more than a title or payday. It's a defining mission. He wants to move beyond being seen as just a technical wizard and cement true greatness, historic status. Hearn stressed that Crawford isn't chasing fame or clout. He's chasing legacy.
Probably quite personal to him to prove himself as a great. And there is no doubt that if he wins this fight, he's a great. He's a pound for pound tremendous fighter.
Hearn also tackled the obvious size issue. Crawford, a natural 147-pound welterweight, versus Canelo, the 168-pound champion. Despite the weight gap, Crawford continued calling him out. Interestingly, Canelo didn't shut it down. He left the door open, saying that if the business aligned properly, he would take the fight seriously.
And obviously 154 now, but the money's the money, and he was never going to turn it.
Canelo has conquered champions across 4 weight classes, rising from a teenage prospect to a global pay-per-view superstar. With sharp counters, a granite chin, and punishing body shots, he has built an empire in and out of the ring. At the press conference, he appeared composed and shared enthusiasm for collaborating with Dana White and the organizing team, stressing that UFC and boxing are partners, not competitors. I always like Dana White. I respect all UFC fighters, and together we can do big things, he said. Canelo acknowledged Crawford poses a unique challenge, while Antonio Tarver highlighted Crawford's rare energy, fearless presence, and unmatched mindset that intimidates opponents.
I've been telling y'all for the longest. That boy got that energy. And you know what energy I'm talking about. What is that? Tarver energy. Yes, sir. Tarver. He got that. Yes, and so when you get that.
Tarver then turned his attention to Canelo Alvarez, offering a critical perspective. While recognizing Canelo's toughness and accomplishments, he pointed out that the Mexican star hasn't faced a truly elite challenge in recent bouts, and his ring movement hasn't been as sharp as before. Tarver cautioned that comfort in the ring can be dangerous, as even the greatest fighters risk easing off the gas and underestimating opponents, potentially leaving opening for a savvy, disciplined challenger like Crawford.
With a dog Canelo. Now, the Canelo footwork ain't been what it's supposed to be lately, and he hasn't a real threat in a long time. Right. Now, sometimes we can get so comfortable in that zone, but now you got to go down deep to get ready for Crawford. We
all know Terence Crawford is a master technician with a flawless 4-0-0 record, 30 KOs, and a switch-hitting style that remains unsolved by any opponent. Since moving up to 140 pounds, he has dominated, dismantling the 147-pound division by shocking Errol Spence Jr. and recently capturing a world title at 154 pounds. Now, he boldly moves up again to challenge a formidable 168-pound Canelo Alvarez. Such ambition is rare, and succeeding at it even rarer. Analyst Frank Martin weighed in on contrasting strategies, noting that after Canelo's last fight, William Skull favored evasive, defensive tactics, but he doesn't anticipate Crawford will take the same cautious approach.
I don't think Terence gonna run from Canelo as much as that guy did. I feel like he gonna box for sure, but he gonna sit down on some shots. He gonna fight in spurts against.
In Martin's assessment, Crawford might face a size disadvantage against Canelo, but he retains critical advantages, particularly speed and agility, to compete effectively. Martin explained that Crawford's smaller frame could actually play to his benefit, enhancing his quickness and mobility, and providing a genuine opportunity to outmaneuver and potentially defeat the larger champion.
Sometimes, man, like, just because a guy bigger, it don't always mean, like, he can crack, but, it's like Terence he gonna be the faster, he gonna be the quicker fighter, the more explosive fighter too, I feel like.
Martin elaborated on the inherent challenges smaller fighters face against larger opponents, noting that reach, power, and size can be disadvantages. Yet he seamlessly argued that quicker, more agile fighters can exploit these differences, using speed and movement to control distance, dictate pace, and counter heavy opponents effectively. His reasoning underscores why precision, timing, and rapid footwork deserve as much respect as raw physicality in closely contested matchups.
Mean nothing. A lot of times them guys be slower,
Yeah.
When a smaller guy come up to a higher weight, you just can't get hit by the, bigger guy, especially if he a puncher. But a lot of times the smaller guy have an advantage, I feel like, because
This showdown could redefine Crawford's legacy. If he defeats Canelo, a naturally bigger fighter with proven skills across multiple styles, he will become the first male fighter in the modern era to hold undisputed titles in 3 weight classes, a feat never matched by Mayweather, Pacquiao, or Roy Jones Jr. History will be written in bold capital letters. Adding drama, Floyd Mayweather Jr., one of Canelo's former conquerors, also looms in the narrative. In 2013, a younger Canelo wasn't just beaten but thoroughly dominated by Mayweather in spectacular fashion.
Like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting.
The weight difference could influence the bout, yet both fighters appear physically ready, explaining the confidence radiating from their camps. Trainer Brian Bullock McIntyre reflected this with calm certainty, avoiding trash talk and focusing on preparation, discipline, and years of trust with Crawford. He emphasized that while strategies remain secret, victory feels inevitable. We're just going to get out there and win. Do whatever we need to do to win. But what everybody thinks, it's just I know we're going to win. Crawford also holds an impressive 73% knockout rate, higher than Canelo's 63.9%, despite spending most of his career in lighter divisions. Still, tensions remain, with Oscar de la Hoya criticizing the fight, its promoters, and even a dinner between Canelo, Crawford, and Turki Al-Sheikh.
The promotion of Canelo Crawford has given me lots of good ammunition.
Get some, baby!
Ooh, first, let's take it back to last week when this photo was taken of Canelo and Crawford having dinner together. Like they're best friends.
I love you, man.
Oscar de la Hoya voiced frustration over the fight, criticizing the overly polished and friendly tone between Crawford and Canelo, arguing it diminishes boxing's intensity. He emphasized that fans crave fire, tension, and raw energy, not mutual admiration. De la Hoya compared the current pre-fight atmosphere to legendary rivalries, noting that iconic clashes like Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier or Mike Tyson versus Mitch Green wouldn't have felt authentic if the fighters were casually seen dining together beforehand.
Imagine Muhammad Ali or like Joe Frazier having dinner together? What? Can you imagine Mike Tyson and Mitch Green before a brawl? What the f? No boxing fan wants to see two fighters having dinner together.
We could have a dinner on Wednesday.
He emphasized further, stating, the true allure of boxing is in the build-up, the tension, the stakes, the emotion that makes each round feel like life or death. When promotions feel forced or too polished, that spark, the raw excitement fans crave, just disappears.
We want anticipation. We want to feel like an actual war is about to happen. Not caviar and champagne together while they're staging their trilogy. Jesus Christ.
Davies pointed out that Crawford isn't just facing another opponent. He's stepping into the lion's den. Canelo is at the peak of his career, a proven multi-division champion who thrives under pressure. Every misstep could be exploited, every moment amplified. This isn't a routine title defense. It's a clash where legacy, pride, and history hang in the balance. Crawford must bring everything: skill, strategy, mental toughness, to survive and leave the ring not just victorious, but immortalized.
For both men, Canelo always looks for the knockout, as he says. He will be planting his feet. And as I said to Terence, are you prepared to be hit harder than you've ever been hit before? Obviously, he doesn't want to be hit, but Canelo will hit him harder than anyone he's probably been in against.
Davies emphasized that this will be a fight like no other for both men. Canelo's strategy is simple but brutal. He aims for the knockout, planting his feet and delivering his hardest shots. Terence Crawford, despite his skill and experience, must prepare to absorb punches harder than anything he's faced before. Every exchange will test his durability, composure, and ability to adjust under extreme pressure. This isn't just a battle of technique. It's a test of heart, resilience, and who can dominate when stakes are at their absolute peak.
Hard, but it wasn't the same Errol Spence that he fought. And he's up against one of the all-time greats of Mexican boxing on September the 13th at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. It's a really big fight for him. It's a legacy fight because his resume isn't anything like Saul Canelo Alvarez's.
Davies makes it crystal clear. Canelo isn't coming to dance. He's coming to destroy. He plants his feet, stays flat-footed, and hunts for the knockout with relentless intent. Crawford, brilliant as he is, has never faced shots of this magnitude. This fight will challenge not just skill, but toughness, courage, and sheer willpower. It won't be mere tactical chess. It will be a full-blown war where every clean hit can shift the balance. Davies leaves us with a haunting question. Is Crawford really prepared for this level of fire?